Good evening. This is a first attempt at a demonstration video showing the 320, which is the largest cell that I'm going to be showing right now. This puts out approximately 3 liters per minute at 12 amps consumption at the cell, and that runs at about 130 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and start my machine and show you the liters per minute flowing into this 500 milliliter bottle. And I'm working alone here, so I'm going to try to coordinate this, turning the machine on, turning the timer on, and holding the bottle while I try not to drop my cell phone, which is the timer, in the water, which has happened before. And then I'll give you a time. I'll show it to you, but it's very hard for me to show you with this phone. It doesn't seem to want to pick up on the camera, but you can kind of get an idea at the speed just by watching the video, with the timing of the video. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will take you on a tour of the gauges and show you what sort of amperages and voltages I'm working with here. So, here we go. Okay. So there we are at, I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can see that. It's at 9.85. So let me turn this machine off here. That sound is the cooling fan, which I was going to disconnect it and I forgot to. Maybe on the second take, if this one doesn't turn out. So 9.85 seconds to fill that 5 milliliter bottle. If it was 10 seconds, that's 3 liters per minute. So that's a little bit better than 3 liters per minute. So that is on that aspect of it. Now I'm going to give you a little video tour here in the shop. Flip this around so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So let me get the thing running here again. So now the hose is back in that bucket, and I'm going to turn on the battery charger, which is the power supply that I'm using. And you can see the flow of gas. It's a pretty good bubble going there. That is about approximately 3 liters a minute of gas flowing through that hose. Now let me disconnect this fan here. Okay, now this machine works a bit different than most any other Faraday dry cell out there on the market. And so what I'm going to show you is I'm going to start with the power going in. Now if you read the gauge there on the battery charger, if you can see that, it is saying approximately 50 amps. I just turned it off by accident here. What's going on? There we go. Got a lead there that is coming off. Anyway, it's saying 50 amps. So there's 50 amps flowing out of this battery charger and up here to this power supply, and the voltage is at 13.5 volts. I can drop that down a notch, and it goes down to 10, which is too low, so we'll go back up. So we're at 13.5 volts. That's probably why it's putting out a little bit of extra gas right now. It usually puts out about 2.8 liters per minute to 3. So this is the voltage going into the power supply. Well, it's 13.6. And this is a minimum of 50 amp circuit. All the components in this box are to handle 50 amps. But that's as far as the amps go in those quantities. After it's modified through this box, it comes out of the other side through this small cable connector, and that goes into the cell. So the power going into the cell now is 45.5 volts at approximately 12 amps. So it gets an amp reduction by blocking the amp flow actually in the cell. This cell is actually set up to block amp flow and allow voltage to do the work, like Stan Meyer says in his lectures. All of the components that make up this system are off the shelf, including all the components in the power supply, which is the main difference between this and many other machines on the market. This is a high voltage, low amperage system, and it produces quite a lot of gas, and consistently. I've had this thing running 18 hours at a stretch with no problem. I just shut it off because I wanted to go to sleep. I do want to show you a little bit about the gas quality. My first machines were, you know, the standard HHO type of machines, and they got quite hot and boiled water, pretty much. And after a while I realized that I was actually just making a lot of steam and that had some hydrogen in it. But with this, that looks like steam pouring out of there, but I assure you that it is not. That is a cool gas. If you feel right there, that feels cool to me. And it's just pouring out of there, and I will even, let me flip this around here so I can see what I'm doing. I'll even show you on my face. I can take this and put it right up by my face, and you know, it feels cool to me. It's been a hot summer here, so this feels really nice. It's just like a cool fog on my face. The odor that I smell from it occasionally is actually just from this hose, because I've tried it with other hoses and it has a different odor. I'll also show you what it looks like inside a container where I'm just going to capture some of the gas. I have to show it up on the light to show it to you, but it actually looks a lot like liquid when you're looking at it like this. I mean, it's hard to tell. It looks like liquid pouring out of a bottle sideways, and you could take the tube out and it'll leak out a little bit more, and you can see the regular air coming in. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm not too good with the camera here. But then you can put that back in and the gas just flows back in there. Anyway, this is my first take, and we'll see what it looks like on the computer.